Welcome to Black Girls Ruck, and the podcast where we overshare our experiences in the hopes that we can enhance yours. I'm Anne.
I'm Lamise, and this week we are joined by an Olympian.
Ooh.
Which is probably the highest level of guest we've ever had.
I know. Ooh, Sarja's going to fight us.
Yeah. Minus Sarja, minus Sarja.
There's beef between Sarja and Celia. You heard it here first. This is what the rugby world needs. There's not enough drama.
Their career highlights include qualifying for the Olympics, playing and winning at the Tokyo Olympics. And they are also possess the ability to be able to backflip in any location.
Anywhere, off a chair. Yeah.
It's Celia!
Yay! Hi.
Having me, guys.
So how's things been? How's the season been?
Season's been okay. Been at Tigers this season. Yes. Stepped away from Sevens at the back end of last season. Had a few big injuries and stuff. Just wasn't really loving rugby. So just wanted to change things up. Been with Tigers. Annoyingly got another injury. So haven't had much game time this season, but it's just been nice to get like back into it and just enjoy rugby, like even just the training, even if I'm not playing, like it's just nice to be like around the girls. Things are not bad.
Good, great.
I love that. What I always love about like you on Instagram is like I feel bad about your injuries, and I feel like when I get injured, everyone has to know about it. So I really like, and I will like not. I don't engage in rugby at all. I'm like everyone's the worst. I hate everyone. Everyone can play and I can't. But what I really enjoy is like how like your positive energy around it, and you have such like can-do approach to it. Like, have you always like been like that, or like is there something that's like made you?
I think I probably have been. I've always, to be fair, before I did my first knee, I hadn't really had any big injuries. Like I'd had a lot of like little niggles, so it was always like a couple of weeks out here and there. It was never like a long period. So when I did my first knee, I was like, oh my god, okay, end of the world. But I had like a really tight turnaround, so I just was like, I have to do everything. Like I have to do everything I can to get back for the Commonwealth. And I managed to do that. I actually weirdly quite enjoyed the rehab. But then when I did my second knee, then I was like, okay, now it's really the end of the world. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to just get on with it. Like especially when it's your job. Like you get looked after, which is amazing. Like you don't kind of just get left, which is like I'm so fortunate to be in that position. You get great rehab and everything like that. So like I was lucky, but yeah, I just feel like you just kind of have to just crack on. And don't get me wrong, there were times where I was like feeling really sorry for myself. But yeah, like it is just one of those things that comes with playing rugby. Like it's a stupid sport, isn't it?
It's awful.
It really is.
I do wonder why we do it. Like it's silly.
No,
at least you get paid for it. We don't.
Yeah.
We pay to do it.
Sorry. Why are you doing that?
I don't know. It's so stupid. Don't play rugby.
You know the whole point of this podcast, like let's just
just had a catchy name, so I thought let me play rugby and just see.
Do you think that your injuries would have, if you were in a grassroots club, do you believe that your injuries would have stopped you from playing rugby, or do you think you still would have pushed through?
Potentially, yeah. Definitely so I did my ACL for the second time, but it was a real big like incident. I partially dislocated my knee, so I did my MCL and it was just I needed like a second surgery and stuff, and it was quite complex. And I think if you don't have a physio, like a full-time physio or someone that is really experienced in these sort of injuries, then it can be like detrimental. And also just mentally, if you don't have that support around you, it's really, really hard to do it. Like to just pick yourself up every day and go, okay, right, I'm going to do this mundane exercise that's going to like balance on one leg to make my knee better. Like, you know, you kind of have to do it because it's your job and there's like a real big end goal. But then I guess if you are playing at like a lower level or playing for fun or whatever, it kind of sucks the fun out of it a bit, in a way. So yeah, potentially, and even being professional, it did make me question like, should I carry on doing this? This is ridiculous. Like, you put this body through such crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I even think now, like, my knees have never been the same.
No.
And I'm thinking, when I'm like 50, am I gonna be okay? I want to be able to bend down and not be like, you know.
That's why you've got Meg.
Exactly.
That's why you've got Meg.
Get yourself a Meg. And
Aaron has knees.
I mean, she's got one dodgy knee as well. So. Between us, we've got like one, I think. One leg.
So my partner always jokes about just pushing me around. I know I won't be able to walk.
Yeah.
Like even when I pick up Lilia now, I'm just like, oh god, that wasn't a good way to do it.
I know, yeah. Creak and like everything cracks and it's just a lot. A lot. Yeah.
But great game. Love
Yeah,
it.
sure.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I know it too.
Can't
It's nice
imagine
to come
doing
with its
anything else.
positives. Yeah.
If you weren't doing rugby, what would you do?
As in another sport or
Anything.
I think I would definitely do another sport. I think if I when I stop playing, I'll definitely pick something else up. I reckon like CrossFit or something gym like probably.
Yeah.
Maybe not CrossFit. I think I'm a bit tall to like squat anything heavy. You know what I mean?
You
Like
can get all the bars though.
Yeah.
Lots of
true.
things.
Yeah.
Very aerodynamic.
But then I think I'd do something creative. Like I love art and I do a bit of painting and stuff. So yeah, maybe something like that, or something in events. I love planning parties. It's like my favourite thing.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone's like, it's my birthday, I'm like, right, what are we doing? I'm like, do you want any help? Do you want me to order anything? So
That'd be incredible. You can make a lot of money doing that.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I see people doing it and I'm like, how do I get into this?
Yeah.
So I need an
You
in.
just got to start. We've got to have some like dummy events that you put into a
Yeah.
portfolio and then
Exactly,
away you go.
It's my birthday soon.
Is it?
Yeah.
When?
Wow.
April 28th.
Oh.
Yeah, do you want to plan something for that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I see the glint in your eyes.
I love it.
Oh my god, please do. I've got no budget.
That's fine.
And the weekend that I want to have it, it's my friend's 40th, so I'm battling against that. So it's going to be on a Sunday.
Okay.
And my last birthday, for my 30th last year, I came 2 hours late and was really hungover. So people aren't very trusting of my birthday.
Yeah, that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
So
Okay.
I need to have something that will corral people in and trust the fact that I will be there.
You need to lock people in, like they need to like pay the deposit or something.
No one's going to do that for me. And I don't blame them. My track record has been really poor. I mean, the year before I cancelled on the day because I wasn't
Cancelled
in the mood
your
to
own
go. Yeah,
birthday,
I wasn't in
sorry.
the mood. Yeah.
And there's a
I'm
whole
not well.
movement.
Yeah, I'm not well.
Oh my god. Okay.
So if you can plan something that's amazing and also my travel to there and just make sure that I'm there.
Okay. So
Getting me there is the main issue.
I was gonna say.
So it's not the event, it's the person. That's really planning.
No. If the event's good enough,
Yeah. Okay.
no pressure.
Okay. Well, we need to talk about this.
I want it rugby themed, but not rugby themed because then my non-rugby friends can enjoy it.
Okay.
Can you talk about
Sassy
it outside
rugby.
of
Yeah, I do. Sorry. I know now I'm thinking. Now I'm just thinking about my birthday. I'm obsessed with birthdays.
So, how did you get into rugby?
Oh, okay. So my journey into rugby was actually probably, well, to be fair, I know quite a lot of people that started a bit later now, but when I started playing, I was 21, and at the time it wasn't really a thing. Like everyone that I knew, or most people that I knew and played with, had been playing since they were young, or at least since they were at school.
Yeah.
So I was brought up in Twickenham. I was always around rugby and loved it. Played at school, but it was rugby league, weirdly, even though I was in Twickenham, like so random.
Yeah.
But loved it. But I did athletics. Athletics was like my thing. So I'd never like had the opportunity to actually give it a proper go. It was something that I always thought, I reckon I could be good at this, just because I'm a big girl, like I was quick, powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just never had the opportunity. And then when I went to uni, I was like, actually, do you know what? I want to give this a go. I kind of fallen out of love with athletics a bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me just try this.
Yeah.
And I went down to a session. It was just like a buck session. I rocked up. I had like multicolored leggings on, trainers. And I went to this buck session. I think everyone was probably like, who the hell is this girl? And I remember the coach was like, so like, why do you want to play rugby? Like really questioning, like, what is this girl doing? And then I literally loved it. I loved it. I was just like running around. I met so many people. That was the other thing. Socially, athletics, like I found it quite like not lonely, but it's quite isolating at times. And I just wanted to be part of something. Like when I was at uni, I hadn't really met loads of people. And I was like, I want to have like a club. Like and then it was my uni experience was just so much better after I started playing. Yeah, and I was just really lucky that I got picked up really quickly through the sevens.
Yeah.
Because at the time there was the development seven system, and one of the coaches was at one of my games and just came and was like, "Do you want to come and try out for sevens?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Wow.
At this point, I genuinely didn't well, obviously I knew some of the laws, but
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue.
No.
Had no hand-eye coordination. Like, it was literally like it was not good.
Yeah.
And it obviously gives me the fear, like thinking back to some of those sessions, the things that I would be doing.
Yeah.
With, like, the caliber of players, though, because also I was like thrown in the deep
Yeah.
end with like these players that were like international and stuff, and they're probably thinking, who is this
Yeah.
like girl hindering my training session? But yeah, that was
That's
it.
wild. As
Yeah.
if the person was there at your
Yeah,
game.
I know.
Like, that's just unheard of now.
Well, yeah,
I think.
exactly.
Like,
Like,
they have like setups and you have to go, and one of my friends has to like send a video of like all of the things that they like, the highlight reel, so that they could even be
oh really?
considered.
Yeah.
For a Champ 1 team.
Yeah.
Not even, even
Yeah.
Prem, which is like,
Yeah.
it's so competitive. It's
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah.
it is. And I think like at the time, so James Bailey, Bales, he was the head of the sevens and he was head coach. And I think he's the first black international coach for an England program, I think.
Yeah.
And he was just amazing with me. Like he was the one that kind of picked me up. I don't think he saw me the first time, but when I went into sevens, he was the one that was like, actually, I feel like I could nurture you into a rugby player. And yeah, he's been like such a good like mentor for me since. But I was just so lucky that it kind of all worked out for me, and that you know, he took that chance on me, because if he hadn't, you know, you kind of get like, you fall into like the system a little bit, you know. I wouldn't have developed quickly, because I would have been just playing, you know, Bucks rugby. And it was sort of the year that they made like the new like premiership, you know what I mean? So I then got linked up with Lightning, so everything kind of like worked really well for me. But it's such a shame there's not a development system anymore. Like, it's so sad, because there are so many girls that probably could get picked up earlier if there was. But yeah.
Do you feel like you know the laws now?
Question. I mean, don't test me too much.
Name 3 laws.
Pass backwards. Yeah, that's about as far as it goes.
Sometimes just during the game, the ref will pull out something and I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
And I've been playing for 10 years.
I know.
We'll see.
I remember on my first World Series cap, I got sent off for being in the 5. Like, I was in the 5 and like marking the line out, but I didn't know that you couldn't be in the 5, so she just threw the ball at me, and then I got a yellow, and I was like, oh. Yeah.
Yellow
I don't know
seems
what any of that
hard.
means.
I know.
I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what the 5 is. I don't know
You
where.
had to stand on the line when the line out was being thrown. Like,
Yeah.
the front lifter.
But you were in front of it.
In the
Yeah.
5.
Oh, that's
Five
yeah. I'll
minutes.
give you a red for that. That's
Whoa!
ridiculous. What do you think this is? It's not just passing. It's a line out. Typical sevens players.
Typical bats.
Do whatever they want. So it sounds like sport's always been like part of your life. Were your parents like happy with you like playing rugby? Like, were they always supportive? Did they like know what rugby is? Because you're half Ghanaian.
Yeah.
And
half
half
Ghanaian and half British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were they always like, what were their thoughts on you playing rugby?
They obviously knew about rugby. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Again, like just being brought up in Twickenham, which I think makes me like a little bit different.
Yeah.
So they were always really supportive. The only thing was they'd paid for me to go to this athletics academy from like the age of 16 to 18.
Yeah.
So they put all this money into me being this like top athlete, and then suddenly I was like, actually I want to play rugby. And they're probably like, brilliant, okay. But no, obviously it all like goes towards like the same thing. But
And you still got to the Olympics.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Somehow.
Exactly. I know. But yeah, no, like they've always been so supportive of me, to be fair. I've been really lucky. Yeah, my brother played, so I was always like on the sidelines watching him. So yeah, they were around it a lot, but I know that's obviously not the case like for a lot of people. Like I always thought that rugby was just like such a massive sport because I grew up around it. But then when I started playing, I was then like, oh, okay, actually not everyone knows about it. Like, and then you slowly realise that it's actually quite like not small, but in
Niche.
certain areas it is definitely.
Yeah. For sure. Because I only started playing at rugby. At uni.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I don't think if I didn't go, I don't think if I didn't go to uni, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, it's so weird, isn't it?
It's wild. I think it's such a close-knit sport that you just develop great relationships with whoever you've been playing.
Yeah.
That like stand the test of time as well.
Yeah.
So like people I play with at uni that I'm still friends with now, that wouldn't have lasted if I didn't play rugby with them.
Yeah. No, I know. But it's so true. Even like all my best friends now, like I have my 2 best friends from college, and then like everyone else really is play rugby. And they're the people that I see day to day, I hang out with day to day, and it's so funny. So I'm like, imagine I didn't do that. Like,
who would I talk to?
Who would my friends be?
I do. We were just talking about this on the way here, and I was like, rugby's just changed my life. And like, we were looking at pictures of a trip, like all the rugby girls went on like 5 years ago, and I was like, I didn't really know. I only just started 5 years ago, and I didn't really know everyone. And it's so weird that it's like I'm hanging out with the same people, like now, which isn't like it's not that deep or like not that groundbreaking. But I was just like, I barely knew you guys, and I still just like followed you around all the time. And now look at us, like we're all best friends, and it's like it's so lovely, like how it doesn't seem that serious at the time, but then like you do make such like great connections. Bloody love it.
I know. Even as well, like last year, I was so happy, but I got invited to go on the Barbarians tour to South Africa.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was so excited about it, and that was at like a really like rubbish time as well. I was hating rugby, and then this came up, and I was like, oh my god! Shout out Stockers. But yeah, it was so good. But like even then, there were people from like all over the world. Obviously, incredible rugby players, but I would never have crossed paths with. And so Chet Ember, she's one of the USA Sevens girls, and I played on the circuit against her for like 7 years, and we'd never had a proper conversation, which is just wild. Anyway, she was my roommate, and now we're like really good friends, and I was like, this is just so nice, and it made me like angry with myself that I didn't make an effort to know her before. Like, you added so much to my life. You know what I mean? And it's I just think rugby is mad for that. Like you just have this said bond, don't you?
It's actually so true, because we put ourselves through things that people don't really understand, don't really get. They just see it and they're like, oh, you must be sadistic, you're just always getting injured. But it's like it's deeper than that.
It is. It's like this pull. It's like, just come back. Even if I hurt you, just keep coming back.
This is why everyone I know thinks rugby is a cult, and I'm in a cult. And no one gets it. When you say things like, just come back. I've hurt you, but come back. And this is why everyone thinks I'm insane.
Oh god, no, you do.
Do you think that there's anything about rugby that has like contributed to your identity now?
Ooh, I think I've just like really been able to be myself. Myself.
Yeah.
Can you?
It's okay. I mean, no, it's exciting. It's
No, I feel like I can just be me, and it's just nice. Like everyone, not obviously everyone's gonna necessarily accept you, but you just kind of get on with it. Like everyone's kind of got their own stuff going on. But then you have this like common like goal almost, which I think just like allows you to just do what you're good at, kind of thing. You don't feel like you have. Well, I don't personally feel like I necessarily have to like do anything specifically to fit in. I feel like it's like empowered me as well. Like I used to be so conscious of like my body and like my muscles and stuff, especially growing up. Like I've always been more muscular, and it was always like a negative thing at school. And then as I started playing rugby, even in athletics, like I remember being so conscious of my weight and stuff, and like if I got weight, like sometimes they would weigh you and things, and I would literally cry. I'd be like, please don't weigh me. But I look back on the photos and I'm like, oh my god, what was I doing? I was like shredded, and I'm stressed about stepping on the scales. And then as soon as I started playing rugby, I was like, oh my god, like no, but I love my body. Like this, like my body is what allows me to play at this high level. And I don't know, it's just made me like a lot more accepting of myself, I think, and a lot more confident in my body, which is nice.
That's amazing. One little sport.
That's great.
Genuinely. No, but I think a lot of people feel the same way, actually, because I just, you're using your body in a different way.
Yeah.
I could not go for runs.
No.
I don't have a gym membership.
Yeah.
I've never. I mean, we did couch 5K during COVID because there was nothing else to do.
Last resort.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, I'm a rugby player.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is. It's almost like they always say, don't they? They're like, there's a position for everyone. Like everyone can play.
Yeah.
Like it's includes. But I also think it's the girls though as well. Like they lift you up and they're just like, yeah, like you can. Like do this. I don't know. It's just nice.
It's empowering. It's an empowering environment. Like I don't know. I don't know if at a high level do they weigh you and like I don't know like at rugby because you're talking about like them weighing you.
Because it comes up on their stats.
Yeah.
I'm like, how accurate? Like, do they guess? Or do they weigh you? I can't.
We do actually weigh ourselves like once a week, but it's not like they don't do it to weigh you and be like you need to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like it's almost just to like track kind of where you're at really, I guess.
Okay.
Like we did, I haven't for a while, but they do sometimes like skin folds, and I know the Red Roses do DEXA scans, where they like do all your like body fat percentage and stuff. But obviously stuff like that is they work it out what is kind of optimal for you. They're not saying, okay, you're a winger, you need to be 60 kg, and you know, obviously it's a bit more like relative. Whereas when I was doing athletics, it was literally like the lighter the better, really. Like the lighter you can be by still producing whatever power, then. But I don't know. I think at that age it's just dangerous. Like I was a lot younger. Yeah.
How old? So you said from like 6 to 18.
Well, so I started doing athletics when I was 11. The first time I remember really being weighed, I still probably was like 16, which I think is a bit of a
age to-
yeah.
60-year-old girls are already so secure and already so doing so well mentally. So it's nice.
Honestly, I remember
ridiculous.
this coach, and he wasn't my coach, but he was someone that kind of came in and was doing like a little bit with us. We were doing box jumps, and it was me and like a couple of my other training group members, and we were doing box jumps, and he was suddenly just came over and like gave us his medicine ball and was like, oh, here, hold this and then do your box jumps. And we were like, yeah, cool. We thought it was like part of the exercise. Anyway, and then he was like, right, put it down, and we did it again, and he was like, how much easier is it without that medicine ball? And I was like, oh yeah, easier. And he was like, yeah, that's the extra weight that you've got on you, basically. God. I know. And I was like, that has literally stuck with me forever.
Awful.
And it was like a 3 kilo medicine ball or something. Being like, you need to lose 3 kilos. And I was like, oh my God. Like, oh God. Which is just wild.
What are you doing? Box jumps, which is more than my can do. Never catch me athletics when I was a teenager.
With something in my hands as well. Whoa.
Too busy talking to boys to even be jumping anywhere. I'd do box jumps if there were boys there, but not.
Box jumps with the boys.
But the fact that, I don't know, I just can't imagine as an adult them being like, let's make them feel bad about their weight as well. I'm just like, the fact that you're inside doing this, good for you. You are doing amazing.
What do they get from their success?
Power.
Yeah. Oh, I guess so.
Power.
Sue Sylvester.
And they obviously they want you to be the best. Their intentions, I'm assuming, would be good, but they just weren't educated clearly on how to actually approach it / is that really necessary? So.
Anyway, that's so interesting. I get down to. Oh, should we do an episode of childhood trauma? So thinking about like your identity, and like one of my favorite things about you is I love your Instagram, and you're in my eyes a queer icon, in like especially like within like you're really like groundbreaking like within rugby and like being able to like talk about your identity and like obviously like you and Meg, and everyone's obsessed with Meg, but I've always been a Celia fan, but Meg always still seems really great. She's your girlfriend, so she's all right. But in terms of like being open with your life in that way, and like I guess your queerness like within rugby and just in general, like how have you found that, I guess, navigating that through rugby and also like playing with your partner and like doing that? Tell me everything.
Okay. I think weirdly, like I grew up just being like, yeah, I've got a boyfriend, this is my boyfriend. Like I never really thought about girls in that way, like at all. And it's not that I hadn't been like exposed to it, because I went and lived away for college, and I was like, Arsenal Football Academy were there. There were loads of gay girls there, and like I was around it, but I just never really thought of it. And I think I've always been kind of like curious in terms of like experimental, but I never thought I would like actually have a girlfriend, like, which is weird considering me and Meg have now been together for how long. But it was almost like when I started playing rugby, it was like in my face, and I was like, okay, actually maybe this could be like a bit of me. And then it just came really naturally, to be honest. And like I'm really lucky that my family are just like really just chills about like anything like that. And I'm not someone that's really, really open with my family, but like we're very close. So I kind of just, to navigate that, it wasn't necessarily like a stress of mine. Like I knew they would always be fine. I think I knew that they would be shocked if I was to bring a girl home or whatever. But I think I was never scared of like what they would actually like think of it, I guess. So that took a lot of stress away from it, because I know that's like obviously a big issue for like a lot of people, like telling close ones, family and friends and stuff. And like I did struggle a bit with friends, just because it was just, like I said, just a shock, I think, to people more than anything. But yeah, it just kind of like happened, and then I was like, wow, okay, this is like, I just felt like myself. I felt like I could just be myself. And obviously I met Meg, and we just got on so well. And we were just friends before. And then when me and Meg then started like being more open about our relationship and stuff, again, it just came naturally. Like we were together, we played in the same team in the sevens. Like that's how we met. And like everything kind of just like merged like into one, and it just felt really natural. And like I think because I had never had any of these real like negative stereotypes like in my face, I was almost a bit naive to it. So I just felt like I could just open up and be me, and like, well, why would you have a problem with it? Like, I'm just me, and like, this is Meg. Like, you know, it was almost like ignorance is bliss a little bit. And then obviously the more I started speaking about it, the more people were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, you opening up, like you're helping so many people. And then I suddenly was like, okay, this is actually a real issue. Like, and then it made me want to speak about it more. And just be like, not a role model, but you know, just show people that like you can just be yourself, and like whatever, what people, there's always going to be people that have got an opinion, and like it hasn't always gone down like in the best way. Me and Meg have done articles and stuff or interviews before, and you just look at some of the comments and you're just like, you just like anything you do, someone is going to have a negative opinion. But yeah, like I'm really lucky that I am like a confident person. And I know that's not the case for everyone. So I think it is really important for people that are confident to be able to speak about it and be that kind of like person that people can say, oh, actually, okay, maybe like it is okay for me to be gay or whatever. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I think the one thing that I do like struggle a little bit with though is people just, obviously I've got a girlfriend, so, but people are like, okay, oh, you're lesbian then. And I hate it. I'm like, stop putting me in a box. Like, it's just like I don't know that I don't know why it bothers me, but I'm like, but you don't know, like maybe I'm bi, maybe I, you know, maybe I'm like guys tomorrow, maybe
it's true.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that's one thing that bothers me, and I think it happens a lot. Like people just get like put in a box, or they feel like they have to say like, "Oh, I'm openly lesbian," or "I'm whatever." But it, like, you know,
they're not appreciating like the history or how it even got there. They're just looking at the face value. What they can see, it's like it feels violating. It's like you're making this judgment on me based on what you're looking at. And, like it's just something that people like are having to deal with in all like gender, race, all of it.
Exactly.
That's why I always use the term queer, because I think it kind of encompasses like whatever, and like that's how I describe myself, because I'm always like, I think when I first started playing rugby, I was bi, and I was like, I like girls sometimes, like I don't know, I was very shy and coy. I was like you know, I'm not wild, we'll see. And then when the complete other way, I was like, I'm a lesbian. This is it. I only like girls. And then I was like, oh no, I actually do like men. I was like, I couldn't give a shit actually. Like I just like whoever, and that's it. I'm like, it's just easier, and it's I think unless someone puts a label on themselves, like there's no. Because I was looking at your Wikipedia page before, because you're famous, and I'd like a Wikipedia page. But again, it said that you were a lesbian. But I was like, have you ever like said? I don't know.
Said I'm a lesbian, and I'm like, I actually saw that the other day because someone else was saying the same thing, and I looked at it and I was like, says who? You're literally like putting words in my mouth.
Yeah,
I've never said that.
We can change it. You can change it.
I know. I need to do that. I need to do that. Instead of being angry about it, just do something about it.
I can change it right now.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. What do you want to change it to? What's your identity?
Tell me. What do I
Tell us now. Oh, you're a lesbian.
Like, I mean, why is it even relevant? Sorry, it's not like anyone else. You know, I can say whoever openly straight. Like,
but because it was more. Because I think it was like trying to lead into the fact that you're dating your teammate Meg Jones. But it's like, Celia is a lesbian. And his thing was like, dating your teammate Meg Jones. And I was like,
you have left that bit out.
It linked to an article on lesbianism as well, which just in case you didn't know what lesbian was.
Not a hyperlink.
It was hilarious. I was reading, it's like, this is fascinating. I can't imagine, like, I really like what you said about, like, it's really important for people to, like, when you are a confident person, to be, like, able to, like, live your life out loud to then people that aren't as confident, to be able to, like, see that and, like, be inspired by it. Because I can't imagine, I'm very confident as well, but I'm confident to my three friends at home. And, like, I'm, like, even, I think it's just such a different thing, and, like, it's really, like, inspiring to, like, on the platform that you're at, not just like on Instagram or social media, whatever, but like sports wise as well, because you are teammates. And like, do you ever get FOMO? I was completely off. Not FOMO, but like
all the time.
No, but like if you see your partner doing something and like you're not doing it, and like how have you been finding that, especially with like rehab and like getting yourself like back into rugby again and having your own feelings towards rugby, and then like Meg's on a different journey with it. Like how do you navigate that?
Yeah, do you know what? It's always been we've always done everything together, and then when I got injured, that was like the first time that we really spent like a long period of time where she was away with the team and I wasn't, and it actually was really like hard. I was like, oh my god, because I was just like, I want to be there, like you're with all of our friends having the best time in Australia, and I'm here rehabbing my knee again. So stuff like that is tough. I think over time though, like it's kind of become a bit more normal because like naturally with the injuries and stuff, we spent more and more time like doing our own things, and then she then moved back to the 15s, so I was then in the 7s and she was in 15s, so our schedules were like slightly different and everything, and obviously she's now like getting all the hype.
Not from us.
Doing well.
Who is she? We love it.
But no, do you know what? It's never been like a competitive thing. Like we play completely different positions. We're completely different players, different people. Like I could never do what she does on the pitch. I'd like to think she can do what I could do. But yeah, it's never been like a competitive thing. But like, of course, we just like support each other, and I love to see her doing well, like getting the recognition she deserves, and likewise, she's the same for me. I think the biggest challenge is like the friendship group thing, and like, for example, when I was injured, them just being away together, and I was just like, oh, like that's all I want to be doing. It was more kind of that side of things. Obviously I wanted to be there playing, but it was like they're sharing all these, you know, experiences, and I'm just like at home. So that was tough, but I think that's something that we've kind of changed a little bit now that we're sort of doing separate things. I guess we play obviously at Tigers together, but again the injuries have just meant like, and because we're not away, it's different. Like when you're playing Premiership, I go to all the games anyway, so we kind of still share that. Like I get it, to a certain extent in terms of I'm still like around the team and everything, which is better. But yeah, when we were doing the sevens and they were jetting off, and that was rough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So FOMO is real. It's nice.
Yeah,
It's nice.
At all levels.
Finally,
Yeah.
feel like FOMO is, it's okay. Everyone feels it.
Yeah.
There's a home game this weekend and I'm away and I'm fuming. And
Really?
it's just like all my friends are together and I'm like, it's awful. It's the worst feeling. And they're doing something that you find fun. And like, I'm going to go away and have fun, but like, it's not the same. No.
Nothing is more fun than playing on Sunday.
No.
Have fun.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. You do. You just feel like you're missing out, don't you?
Yeah.
Even though you do it every week. It's like
Yeah.
But like it's coming to the end of the season, and I'm just like, how do I get more games in me? I should have played harder the last game, and then I wouldn't feel like I missed out so much on it. Like, I hate it when the season comes to an end.
I know. Wait, when are you guys finishing? Are you finishing?
Our last game's the 20th of April.
Easter Sunday.
But if we make it to the cup,
It's ridiculous.
it might take us into May.
Okay, fine. Yeah, because we're finishing 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, because it's shorter this time, isn't it?
Do you have? And then there's Six Nations.
And then the Six Nations.
Six Nations, then not the Olympics. What's it called?
Cup.
The World Cup.
Yeah.
The World Cup.
That little thing.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like we're gonna have so much time off in the summer because if you're not international and you play Prem, then you have like from February till like August, September off.
Have you thought about joining Hackney Rugby Club?
Find me out. Where do I start?
During that time, what's wrong? We are looking for bags, actually.
All right.
You know, we're Champ 2. No facilities, no rehab help.
No, we've got great, not physios.
On the day help.
First aiders.
Yes.
Perfect.
But they are like, they've gone to physio uni.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're physio students.
Yeah, lovely.
Really love, they've kept my knee together.
Yeah.
They'll keep yours.
Yeah.
Strap them up.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. No, I know. No, but genuinely, I'm gonna go and do like some invitational sevens and stuff because I'm just like not need to play, but I want to play.
Yeah.
And I also just want to have fun as well. So
Yeah.
You would never do, you know how there's always a Find Rugby Now team?
yeah. No, I know.
Do you think you could just like guest star?
No, but they were in Hong Kong last year. When I did Hong Kong,
No
yeah.
way.
They were doing the tens.
Oh my god.
That's one
Could
that
I just join?
Tam runs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were there. It was really like. I mean, they did well. It was good. They were.
That's
some good
wild.
shows.
I want to go to Hong Kong.
You want to go to Hong
Oh
Kong?
my god,
Yeah.
go to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Go to Hong Kong.
Do you know what? I hate sevens or tens or anything.
No, tens is fine.
It depends.
Tens
on the
is better,
season.
but sevens is too fast.
Tens
I need the
is
soft
stress.
ground.
Yeah.
I need to be playing rugby during this time.
Okay.
In the summer,
Too
I'll
hard.
break my brain.
No.
Yeah,
Your brain.
Yeah, it'll fall out. That's how hard the ground is.
Yeah.
No, it is not. I know. Yeah, it just hurts like your knees and everything, doesn't it?
Well, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
This section is don't think about it too much. We should have a little jingle.
Ding, 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 ding,
Don't
ding,
think about it too
ding.
much. Don't think about it too much.
Never too
Don't-
much.
Never too much. Never too much. Never too much. Can't copyright. We can't do that.
But you can have 10 seconds without needing that. Anyways.
Yeah. Right. First question: 15s or sevens?
Sevens.
What's your pre-game hype song?
A Homecoming. Kanye West. Is it Kanye West?
Oh, great
Yeah.
song. Sing a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just a ding 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 ding. Is it that
I'm
one?
coming home again. Is it that one?
yeah. It's that one. Well, thank you, did it for me.
You can carry on.
Okay. No one needs to hear that.
If you could play any other position, what would you play?
Back row.
Which one?
8, I think.
Ooh, I see that for you.
I would like to try it.
That's
Yeah, but
nice.
I'm a bit
Yeah.
scared of the contact. But
Not if you run fast enough.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, avoid.
That's why I tell new people that join, if you run fast enough, you won't get caught. What is your meal deal of choice?
Oh, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't like a meal.
Get out. Okay, who do you think? What Olympics? And just, I don't do meal deals anymore. Get
What
out.
would be the equivalent? Like McDonald's?
Yeah.
What's your go-to McDonald's meal?
Oh, okay. I can do this one. 5 chicken selects, large meal, with strawberry milkshake
Yes!
or a Fanta.
Strawberry
Yeah.
milkshake.
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Judgment.
Oh, that's the worst one.
Why?
Banana and chocolate, I get. It's not even my go-to, but strawberry. It doesn't even taste like strawberry.
Have you tried the Grimace shake?
Ew, what
Really
is
nice.
What, in McDonald's?
I think I think it's like a creamy berry, essentially, is what I got from it.
Okay.
But yeah, when you
Okay,
next
I'll give it
there.
a go. Nice.
a grimace shake?
Grimace shake.
What does that mean?
Yes.
What's a
It's
grimace?
just purple.
What's grimace?
Grimace
think
is
it
like
was-
isn't it? Like that's
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
They had like this whole birthday and they did all these different things, and one of them was the Grimace shake.
Who's your sports role model?
Oh god, there are a lot. Sorry. Jess Ennis.
Oh, great
Nice.
choice.
Yeah.
I love her.
I back that. Favorite type of holiday?
Summer holiday. Sun.
Yeah.
I hate sand though, so like a pool summer holiday.
nice.
Favorite day of the week?
Yeah. Friday.
Why?
Because I'm like, oh my god, it's the weekend. I don't have to do anything tomorrow. Yeah.
So not the day that you don't do anything. The whole point of this is not meant to judge. What are you doing?
It is nice
Yeah.
to think that you don't have anything to do, and then Saturday comes around and you have something.
So busy.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that if you wanted to, you could say no.
Yeah. It's
True.
Yeah.
Fair.
What would be your superpower of choice?
I would. Be able to what's the word where you can like just be somewhere?
Teleport.
Teleport.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like that. I always would wonder. But sorry, it's not my podcast.
Yeah. No, what would you like?
I would love to fly.
Oh.
I always want to fly.
Okay.
I just want an
And then-
audio of that. I just want to fly.
Like roller coaster, bungee jumping, sky jumping.
Really?
I
Have you
love
done
stuff
any
like
of
that.
it?
Being in the air, being free.
Wow. Have you done
Yeah.
skydive?
No. I'm too well. I'm not
I would
scared,
love to
but I just feel like it needs to be the perfect day. You know, not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah.
What was the thing? April 23rd or what was she saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep putting it off because I know it's gonna be like. There's also the fear of death.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I'm okay with all of it.
Okay.
It has to be a reputable company.
Yeah.
I think, like, you know, I need to not have a child who's dependent on me.
Yeah, that is fair enough. Yeah.
So maybe when they go to university, that's what I'll do to celebrate.
Yeah, when they're 18, perfect.
Yeah.
I can sign now.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You're more likely to die crossing the road than you are skydiving.
I know.
Really?
I always think
I
about that when I'm on a
bet.
plane and I'm like panicking.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm more likely to be in a car crash than I am to be in a
Yeah,
plane crash.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm still scared of flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's why I have to tell myself, like, I'm going to die by a car. I'm going to die by a car, not on this plane. It's fine. I'm the worst flyer. So,
really? Oh,
like, I
no.
cry my eyes out. We
Really?
went to Nigeria in January. It was really fun, but the entire plane ride, like the first hour, it's taking off and landing that I don't like. And I just cried the entire time. My sister looked at me, and she's 10 years younger than me, and was just like, you need to grow up. And she was like, I kept like trying to grab her hand as well, because there was a lot of turbulence, and she just, she's not tactile at all, and I am. And she was just like, don't touch me, please, like, go away. She was disgusted by me, like, horrified. But she snored the entire journey, so like, I feel like we evened it out.
Yeah.
You and Meg went to, I can stalk your Instagram. You went to Ghana together. How was that? Because I think that was the cutest thing. You guys, it looked so fun.
oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
Like I love it. We're gonna try and go this year again.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's been twice now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and go like every year, every couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing. And yeah, like everyone loved it. Although the whole like gay lesbian thing, they just don't get it. Like they just don't know it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are literally pictures of us like kissing on my Instagram, and they follow us all.
Yeah.
They just don't think that we're together. Like, they think we're friends.
Just two friends, two
Yeah.
roommates. That's it.
It's wild. And I'm like, you know, but yeah, they just don't get it. But it's fine. I mean, whatever.
Do they think she's just your friend that you've brought to Ghana? That's
We
so good.
like-
so funny?
So
like
funny.
that friend.
Yeah.
Really best close friend. Yeah.
were just
Do they like
two
still let you share a room and all
Yeah,
that
so
jazz?
my dad's got a house there, so we have like our own space and stuff,
Okay,
which is really
nice.
nice. And like my dad introduces Meg as my partner to like his family and stuff, which is again like really nice.
Yeah.
But it's literally illegal, so
Yeah.
it does like scare me a little bit.
It's horrifying.
Yes,
Yeah.
And like I feel like safe in my family. Like when I'm with my family and stuff. But then sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, actually, you know.
Let's not go outside.
Yeah.
I know. It's sad that it's illegal, but
I think the world is getting there though.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. I wish they would work quicker and just get over it, but it's a lot of cultures, a lot of
colonization.
So many,
Brought a lot of it in, and religion.
Religion. I think
for
big one,
hours. It's my favorite thing. I was talking about it with my sister because she doesn't understand why, like, because it's illegal in Nigeria as well. But in Nigeria, I find them a lot more proactive in their homophobia than in other countries. Like, I don't know, they're obsessed with lesbian and like queerness. And I'm like, if you don't like it, stop talking about it then. It's even like when I follow like loads of Nigerian like meme accounts and stuff, and it's always like actively making jokes about gay people. And I'm like, why? Like, what's time for that? And it's that kind of humor is really common, which is weird. But I was like, educate my sister on like why Nigeria is like really homophobic and like the British influence, like bringing religion in and like kind of using that to try and like divide groups. And like I found out like through work that there were like non-binary people in like Yoruba culture like hundreds of years ago, and like there's been so many like relationships, there were so many like same-sex relationships, and like that's how they would like raise children in Nigeria, and then that was kind of like taken away through like colonization. I think it is the same in like loads of parts of like Africa and countries that were previously colonized, in that they came in, made everything hyper religious in a way that isn't like healthy, and then like took away like their ways of living because it didn't fall into line with like the British standards. So, and then it makes you feel like, I don't know, it makes me feel like very hypocritical now, like being British and Nigerian, and then being like, oh my God, I can't believe they're so homophobic, when it is like British people's fault. So it is like,
I know.
It's so tricky, but it's so interesting, and like
That's
it's not.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
No, I didn't.
I'll send you articles.
I need to educate myself.
No, I work. All I do 24/7. I work for a LGBT charity, so I'm just gay. That's all I know. I'm trying to look for another job, but everyone knows. Yeah, if anyone has anything.
That's not the way to go about
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna get fired. But I'm like, I've realised I just can't talk about anything apart from like LGBTQ stuff, and I'm like, this is great, but also like I need to think about other things.
It's not your whole personality.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I've now become that person. That's like, being queer is my entire personality. It's my entire job. It's everything. And I'm like, it's nice, but also I need to get a life. It's okay.
That's how I feel about rugby sometimes. I'm like, I need to stop speaking about rugby because it's it consumes you.
It can.
My favourite... I was going to say my favourite thing is when I talk about rugby to non-rugby people, and they sit there. You can see when the light goes in their eyes, and they're just like, I don't care.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
I think it's in my classroom, me and my TA both play rugby. So we come in on a Monday and it's all we talk about. The other TA, who has no idea what we're talking about, it's just like, can we anything else? Is it possible to talk about anything else? I can't help it. And like sometimes you'll have conversations with somebody who plays rugby as well, and you'll try to talk about something else.
Yeah.
And you'll just come back round. We're grassroots.
Yeah, my favourite
Why
thing.
are we chatting?
And what?
To international staff.
And that's the thing. And that's what.
Where are we going?
There's no, there's no, like, it's all one.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite thing about like doing this podcast as well, that you can talk to people that like play round the corner, like on a local field or like internationally on the world stage, like you. But it's all like the same, and we all have like stuff in common, which is like wild.
Yeah.
Is that a rugby thing? Is that like because we're all black, or like what? What is that?
No.
Is it both?
Yeah,
It's even
quite
more
both.
niche. Like Black Girls Rock is such a niche.
Yeah,
Like, go and play rugby.
I
Like
I feel like it is like an unspoken, but I feel like that is just kind of in life. Like I always see my dad walking down the street, if he sees another black guy, he's literally like, But I feel like it is like we're just like, oh, okay, hi.
Friend.
I don't know. I like because like at Wasp we had like me, Chris, Canny, Sadia. And it just feels like a little like again like a little unspoken bond that you have. Like,
Yeah, that was one of my first Black Girls Rock interviews, but I think you were busy. And busy being famous, it's fine. I'm not better about anything. I think it was around the Olympics time.
Yeah, maybe,
because you were busy, and I had an interview with Sadia, Cristiano, and Canyon. They're so lovely. And then Wasps exploded, and it just made me so sad.
So
so
it was the
sad.
end of an era.
It was that was one of my best times, like favourite times in rugby.
Was there ever an opportunity where rugby wasn't didn't make you feel like you fit in?
Oh, good question.
Like, was there a mean coach, or was there?
Yeah. The first time I can think of right now would have been last season, to be honest. I think after I'd come back from a couple of big injuries, I'd been out for I was out for 7 months, came back for 6 months, and then did my other knee, and I was then out for 14 months. So it was kind of like 2.5 years of like a lot of rehab, injuries. Like, that was tough. And I think I was already struggling. Like, I kind of felt like I wasn't going to be at my best when I came back because my knee still wasn't 100% right, but I had to come back then because otherwise I would have had no opportunity for the Olympics last year. So everything was kind of rushed. I just needed to get back playing by that point. And that was a tough time because I didn't feel my best, and I also had a coach that like just didn't back me how I would have wanted to be backed, basically. And it was kind of the first time I'd really experienced that. Like, I've been so lucky that all my coaches have always been so like excited by me and like my potential and stuff. And because like I said, I started really late, like I've always felt like I've got more to give. Like I was like, well, I've only been playing for like 7 years. Like, imagine when I've been playing for 10 12 years, although like I'm older, my rugby years are still young. So I'm like, I've always been like, oh no, I've got more to give. And this particular coach, I just didn't feel like really saw that in me. And it was kind of the first time, and it like kind of took a lot of that like kind of passion kind of away from me, and it made me feel a little bit like when I wasn't getting selected and stuff, that was kind of the first time I was like, oh, actually, okay, like, am I good enough? Like, has it kind of just moved on? Like, since I've been injured, like, has the game moved on and now I'm actually not good enough? And I don't think that was the case. I think it was just how like I was kind of, it made me feel. And then it felt like I kind of didn't fit in because all the girls were going away on tour, and they would come back and they'd have all these stories and stuff that would have happened. And, you know, they qualified for the Olympics, and, you know, I was there on the sidelines watching and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, oh, like, I haven't really contributed towards this. And then not getting selected to even go to the Olympics, that was like another blow. And I was kind of like, oh, like, I've been here all year training. You know, I've been to 2 World Series in the whole season, and do I fit in here? Like, is this where I belong anymore, kind of thing, which was really, really sad because before my injuries, I'd never questioned it. I was always like, I love sevens is my thing. I couldn't really see myself necessarily going back to 15s. I was kind of like, I love sevens, but it made me question all of that. So, and that's where I'm kind of like navigating rugby a little bit still now, because I'm just like, what do I want from it? Do I just want to play like for fun? Like, you know, but then there's still part of me that's like, no, like, you have more to give. Come on. But it's just it is hard, like, to kind of like find your feet after you've had a bit of like a knockdown, confidence and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously not every coach is always going to rate you. And that's just the reality of it.
But I do think, like, it's when we realise there isn't really a place for people who are injured because of rugby, and it's really common, but there's nowhere for them to go.
I know.
They just have to rehab solo in a corner, and then when you're fit again, oh, okay, you can come back.
Exactly.
There needs to be something there.
So true. And that's something that I really struggled with, like, in the sevens, because it's camp-based. Especially last year, we were only in camp sort of like 1 week a month, and the rest of the time you were home training. So all of my rehab, I pretty much did solo. Like, there was only one physio. The physio would go away with the team when they were away. So I was left at home trying to rehab this knee that was like painful. It was complex. Like, I needed someone there to be like a bit of motivation, and also just be like, okay, you're doing the right thing. You're on the right track, you know, like, and I didn't really have that. And that, I think, was another thing that contributed. But it's true. You just kind of you don't get in the professional game, you don't get left, you do get looked after, but it's still really isolating. So having somewhere, I genuinely like that just sparks a thing in my head. I'm like, there was like a rehab centre like for everyone, because I went to the IRU, it's like the intense rehab unit, and that's through like the EIS, and that was incredible. It was amazing. I met like Emily Campbell, you know, the weightlifter, and stuff. She was in there when I was in there.
Oh wow! So you could just meet anyone from any sport.
And there'd be like maybe 3 of you in there at a time, and like be rehabbing together for the week, and you'd all have different sessions.
So how you met Darcy as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Darcy Bourne, shout Darcy Bourne.
so like you meet
I know.
people in sports, which is cool. But it was like so motivating, and it just makes you feel like you're progressing, and sorry, I went off on a tangent. But
No, it's so
what we
good.
wanted.
Yeah, the whole
It's
podcast is a
making our
tangent.
lives so much easier.
Yeah, you really are. I've barely spoken.
Really?
Yeah, you're the best.
It's one of the best experiences I've had.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys!
In life.
I don't know each other, so I sent you DMs after we're in a group with Darcy Bourne and Simi Pam for Raising Her Game, which is a non-profit that Darcy Bourne set up in America and is bringing here to get more girls of colour into hockey, rugby and football, just like sport in general. My question to you is, if you could tell your younger self who's going to the Raising Her Game day and she's like, oh, I don't know what this is, what am I doing here? What would you tell her?
Oh, I think just like immerse yourself, just go and have fun. You don't have to be amazing at sport. Like, I think that's something that everyone gets stressed, or especially when you're younger, you're like, oh my god, I need to go, I need to be good. Like, but no, just go and like use it as almost like a social thing. And then if you like the sport as well, then it's just an added bonus. Just go and immerse yourself, try it out. You might not love it from the first moment that you try it either, but it might be like a slow burner. Just get yourself down. It's good. There's so many more benefits just to, like, other than just, you know, being healthy and stuff like that. The social aspect, like we spoke about, is just massive. Do it. Get yourself down.
Do it.
We'll be there as well.
We'll be there. I'm a coach apparently. I'm the world's worst coach. I'm not good. I don't really understand anything to do with rugby, but I play.
Energy is everything.
And that's the thing. I think I'm going to run around screaming, and that's making people laugh, and that's it. And getting people to do everything, because I don't know a single law. I only found out. No, I found this out sooner than I should have. No. Anyway, I found this out. I would think that, thank you. Later than I should have. Can you stay forever? Because Louise just judges me.
The translation.
Just wait. See what comes out.
It was I think not last year or early this season. I didn't know that every knock on a scrum is caused.
Really?
I thought it was like sometimes they would like you. I don't know what I thought. I thought sometimes when the ref was in the mood, they'd call a scrum.
No.
Not in the mood, but if something happened and he thought like this is the right time to like have a scrum.
What was the other penalty for a knock on, in your opinion?
A line out. A line out or a penalty. Or a penalty. So like when you have to go, the opposition have to go back 10.
No. I think if it's a deliberate knock on, then it ends in a penalty. But if it's like an accidental, I've dropped it forwards.
I didn't know every time. I just thought that like when we were in the league before that they just like scrums a lot. But I didn't know it was like every knock on. And
Oh, now's the right time for a scrum.
I just thought, okay, something's gone wrong. The best way to get to sort out who gets the ball is a scrum. I thought that was the rationale from the ref.
Oh, so like he just didn't know who had the ball last, so he was like, let's have a scrum. We'll give it to them.
No, he knew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, I think it's more that. So what's next? So you're like rehabbing your hammy.
Yeah.
What's next for you? That you can legally say.
No, there is some exciting stuff coming up for next season. But yeah, I am just finding my feet with everything again. I think I just want to get into a good place with rugby, whether that's, you know, fighting for the top spot or whether that's just, you know, enjoying it, playing consistently, being fit, healthy. And yeah, we've got a long break before the beginning of the next season. So I'm going to be number one WAG, following Meg around at the Six Nations, the World Cup.
Are you going to go all across England to follow her around?
Yeah, pretty much.
You are the cutest. Oh my God. I can't imagine loving someone that much.
What else would you do? What else would you do?
It's kind of
watch
like
it from home
as well. Like,
that's true.
I get to go on like little staycations. So. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and then a bit of travel and stuff. Like just enjoy the time off, but then just get myself in a good place, ready for next season. I think.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
That's amazing.
Played Black Girls Ruck game.
Well, I was actually really sad because I couldn't make it last year, could I? I can't remember.
There was
I
one
was
of them.
away, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're planning stuff for the summer.
This summer,
We'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. 'Cause I'll definitely, even if I can't play, I'll come down.
Yes.
It was the one that Sadie was at. I can't remember where.
Yes.
that
And
was
then
at
there's the
our
Spring Hill Cup. Yeah.
So please
You
let me
have
know.
to come. I don't need Saudi anymore. I'm joking. I know. I'm so. I love you. I love. Oh, you're brilliant. And thank you so much for coming on. I think
so much.
Yeah.
For just being really open and like
Yeah.
giving a new perspective on things, and probably starting this new injury rehab unit charity that I want to do.
Yeah.
We did it today.
No, honestly, thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. You're liked and subscribed, aren't you? I'm looking at you. Like and subscribe. Follow Celia. All your details.
At Celia Amy on
Yeah.
Plug.
And follow Black Girls Ruck, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Follow our YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel.
I did that on top of it. Do it now.